California certifies U.S. election results. Joe Biden officially secures enough electors to become president. California has certified its presidential election results, appointing 55 electors who pledged to vote for Democratic candidate Joe Biden. The votes will officially hand Mr. Biden the Electoral College majority needed to win the White House. Secretary of State Alex Padilla's formal approval of Mr. Biden's win in the state brought his tally of pledged electors so far to 279, more than the 270 threshold for victory. These steps in the election are often ignored formalities, but the hidden mechanics of electing a U.S. president have drawn new scrutiny this year, as President Donald Trump continues to deny Mr. Biden's victory and pursues increasingly specious legal strategies aimed at overturning the results before they are finalized. Earlier today, a Nevada judge said he saw no clear or convincing proof under any standard of evidence that he should declare Mr. Trump the winner in Nevada or to nullify the results of the statewide presidential vote. Although it has been apparent for weeks that Mr. Biden won the presidential election, his accrual of more than 270 electors is the first step toward the White House, said Ohio State University law professor Edward B. Foley. It is a legal milestone and the first milestone that has that status, Professor Foley said. Everything prior to that was premised on what we call projections. The California electors will meet on December 14, along with their counterparts in each state, to formally vote for the next president. Most states have laws binding their electors to the winner of the popular vote in their state, measures that were upheld by a Supreme Court decision this year. There have been no suggestions that any of Mr. Biden's pledged electors would contemplate not voting for him. Results of the Electoral College vote are due to be received and typically approved by Congress on January 6. Although politicians can object to accepting the electors' votes, it would be almost impossible for Mr. Biden to be blocked at that point. The Democratic-controlled House and Republican-controlled Senate would both vote separately to resolve any disputes. One issue has already arisen in Pennsylvania, where 75 Republican politicians signed a statement on Friday urging Congress to block the state's electoral votes from being cast for Mr. Biden. But the state's Republican Senator Pat Toomey said soon after that he would not be objecting to Pennsylvania's slate of electors, underscoring the difficulty in trying to change the election results through Congress. As a practical matter, we know that Joe Biden is going to be inaugurated on January 20, Professor Foley said. That result was clear in the days after the election, when the count of mail ballots gradually showed Mr. Biden had won victories in enough states to win the Electoral College. It became even more apparent in late November, when every swing state won by Mr. Biden certified him as the winner of its elections and appointed his electors to the Electoral College. Mr. Trump has fruitlessly tried to stop those states from certifying Mr. Biden as the winner and appointing electors for the former vice president. He made no effort in deeply Democratic California, the most populous state in the nation, and the trove of its largest number of electoral votes. 3 more states won by Mr. Biden, Colorado, Hawaii and New Jersey, have not yet certified their results. When they do, Mr. Biden will have 306 Electoral College votes to Mr. Trump's 232. Mr. Trump and his allies have brought at least 50 legal cases, trying to overturn the results in the swing states Mr. Biden won, mainly Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. More than 30 have been rejected or dropped. Mr. Trump and his allies have also raised the far-fetched notion that Republican state legislatures in those states could appoint a rival set of electors pledged to Mr. Trump. But state Republican leaders have rejected that approach, and it would likely be futile in any case. According to federal law, both chambers of Congress would need to vote to accept a competing slate of electors. If they don't, the electors appointed by the state's governors all pledged to Mr. Biden in these cases must be used. The last remaining move to block the election would be the unrealistic effort to vote down the electors in Congress. This tactic has been tried a handful of congressional Democrats in 2000, 2004 and 2016, objected to officially making both George W. Bush and Mr. Trump president. But the numbers were not enough to block the two men from taking office.